Hi all, my name is Dan and I'd like to show you my corpus search system called corpora sisku. It's hosted at corp.alexberka.com. Let's try to search for something like sisku. So what we see down here is the keyword in context where we see the hits. We can click on a word and we'll get a sidebar with some extra information. So for this one we'll see that it's Amy, which is Halbu, who said this back in 2008 at some time in a time zone unspecified, but it is probably PST. We get some information about the word as well. It's a brivla, and here are some other information that I'd like to explain to you, like the info tag. So this information is from Spofihe, so all sentences have been attempted to be parsed by Spofihe. The one here it says that it hasn't been applied to an SE conversion or SEC conversion, and the N here means that it's part of a gadri, and the N is for noun. And if we take this one for instance, it says V instead, because this is the celebrate in a breedy, where V is for verb. And we have another one here with a se, and then it says to instead because it uses the second position of sisku instead. There's also another information here which is called the range tags. So the first word, which is part of a breedy structure, like this one, this law, it's the second argument of shupra, so it's annotated with the tags shupra 2t, and the other ones are tagged with the range tag instead. And the celtau of Tanru has the information Q instead of N or V. Okay, let's see what we can do with this. Let's search for muche. So muche is used both as a celtau and a tertau, and we can get the statistics for that as well. So we can do statistics based on tags, info, I mean. So let's search again and click the statistics tab. Takes a little while to compile. Then we see that it's more often used as a celtau than a tertau, because this is Q is for Tanro and V is for like the main celebrate. And this is now when it's used in Agadri. Andef is from ungrammatical sentences. Okay, let's search for ma instead. So as I said before, the place structures are annotated with a tags field. So this ma, for instance, is the second argument to shilere, so it has the tag shilere too. And we can also get this information in the statistics by pressing search, and we can see what we ask for. So undefined is again unparsable sentences, but also when you ask for something using a tag like a tense or a nabai. But we can see that we ask for newsba 1, the news, smoonie 1, the meaning of something, zati 2, where we are, and so on. Okay, let's see what we can do as well. We can search for gao, but also it doesn't need to be the whole word, it can just be the end of a word. And let's search. So in the keyword in context, we get a lot of different results. We get both the bai, gao, and also some different celebrate like jungao and falgao, selgao, and so on. Let's do statistics based on word this time. Okay, let's search again. Okay, so this is the statistics we get. So we have Gao, Jungao, and Spitapagao in the top. And here we're seeing which different corpora we get hits. So Spitapagao is only used in the Raljo corpora, where the main written translation and works are. So Spitapagao is from the Wonderful Wizard of Oz, and it's the Scarecrow. And the numbers we see here are, in parentheses, the actual number of hits we have. So Gao has some 2,300 odd hits, and the other one is the relative frequency in parts per million over the entire corpus. And this is useful when you compare between different corpora or between years. So let's see what happens if we do it over year. So we can show the trend diagram for Gao and Zhongao. And we get this graph where Zhongao is in blue and Gao is in green. And here down here are the years. So it seems like Zhongao is gaining some popularity recently, and Gao is maybe losing some of its. What I would like to warn you when you look at this graph is that we don't have any data from around 2000, and also the data before that is very low. So this one is just actually just 4 hits, while this one are up to 990 or 270. So the corpora we do have are listed up here. Strategy corpora, which I talked to you about before. This is the old mailing list. And if we deselect that, we'll see that the blue area here, which is the corpus, the dates of the material we're currently searching in is deselected. So it all becomes gray. So I'd like to recommend you that you do deselect this when you search or want to use the trend diagram. The TK is not annotated with date at all, so it could also be deselected when we do it, but it's not necessary. The RC log is the main material we do have. It's really big in comparison. And then we have some from Sposelk, this translation game, which has had some popularity at least, and the sentences from Tatweb. So now we can search again. Now we shouldn't have the old data anymore. The data starts from 2002 instead. Okay, so let's look at the extended tab instead. So this is when you can search for many words and just one word. So one example is when you do kihe and you select Aselmaho here, for instance, but that's not what I want to do. I want to try Kihemi, for instance, a normal beginner's mistake. So we get some Kihemi, Jisha, Kihemi, Sitna, Shohorodo, and so on. And what I want to show you is you can change this to search for any Selmaho in Shoi, like Shoimi. And we give Shohomi as well, Shoimi, and so on. And we can look at the statistics to see which is the most common one. It is actually Shoimi and it's not Kehemi. Jehemi and Shohomi are also more common. And we can take any word from Koha here as well. And then I hope Mi will not be the most common one anymore. No, because it's Shoido, Shoima, Shohodo, Kiedo. And then comes Shoimi a little bit later. Okay, so another thing you might want to search for is the tag information. So Traji, for instance, has been some controversy over the years. So Traji 4 we could search for, and then we get usages of that over the time. I'll leave it to you to interpret it. And this little blue area here is that you can jump immediately to the various corpora, like the Raljo corpora. These sentences are too long. But here stops. This RC logs stops here, and then you start with postal gains, the mailing list, and so on. Okay. You can also search for someone's nick on RC, like Khabo. And I would like to show you this because the result is maybe not what you want, because you get the same sentence over and over again. So what you need to do, or what you can do in this situation, is that you select the sentence start, and then you only search for the first word in a sentence. And then you get the various sentences that Khalbo has said, or at least the nick Khalbo has said. We can also look in the material, for instance, the material which has English translation, Sposelke and Tatweba, we can search in those, for instance, for birthday. We can click case insensitive. Oh, we shouldn't have sentence start anymore. Oh, we should actually have sentence start. My mistake. And then we get translations of happy birthday to you, happy birthday Dave. And today is June 18th and it's Muriel's birthday. I would like to show you something with the range tag as well. So this framework doesn't really do parts of sentences annotated with data so well. So for instance, this fi in la Muriel is annotated with jbena1 because it's the first word which has this tag. And the other ones are instead annotated with range tags. This is a bit annoying. I mean, this information is added if you want to use it, and one thing you can use it for is, for instance, if you pick that the range tag should be Jisha2. You have to click contains here, otherwise it won't get any hits. Okay, so if you do it with this, we get everything which is part of a Jisha2. So Jisha luno do mi tabla, and then we get this one as well. Tabla as well. This do and mi, this is the same sentences here. This do and mi are parts of tabla instead, but the nu and the tabla are annotated with this range tag. So what I wanted to try is to say, okay, let's say that the selmaho is also a nu. And then we get this jishalonu, and so on. But in recent days, it seems like Jisha Loka has been more popular. And we'd like to look at this. And we do see that it is increasing in recent years. Let's deselect the old data and also say we look at a regex instead and say, oh, let's do some other ones as well. Click 2, Kakna 2, Roshe 2, Zukte 2, Shkire 3. Search. And look at the statistics for this. And then we say we're just on the verge of getting ka a bit more popular than nu in these positions. Alright, this is all I wanted to say for this time. Happy exploring. Shoho.